onefootflipper.
Hi, Paige here, the 1 Foot Flipper, coming to you from the new listing area in the basement. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing okay. I caught Harry Tornado on his live last night, exchanged a few messages, got 80 new subs almost immediately. Thank you, Harry Tornado, and thank you to all my new subscribers. Everything's going pretty good for me. Not so good for poor daughter Julie, though. She's having an awful summer. There are no kids in our neighborhood. She has broken her foot, and now she's sick as well, and her birthday's coming up. It is a bad combination. Somebody had asked me if they could send Julie a card, and I said yes. Just if you want to send Julie a card or anything, email me. My email is down below, and I'll tell you where to send it. I've mostly been continuing to list items that are down here in the basement. Not the highest quality, but stuff that I've been putting off for years. I finally got every single last card box that I have listed. Got them mostly listed in large lots to just get rid of them. They were selling too slow on their own. Now, oh, and somebody, reason I mentioned that is somebody had asked if I had any more lots of card boxes left, and yes, I now have plenty left because I put a bunch of them back up. Now, let's talk about the idea of eBay favoring some sellers. Absolutely, eBay favors some sellers. That is the fact of life. They're going to place some sellers' items higher. They're going to show up better in search, and otherwise, yeah, they're going to favor some sellers. Now, there's two things you can do. You can cry about it and change nothing and continue to be one of the sellers they don't favor, or you could become one of the sellers that they do favor. Now, from what I've seen, they favor sellers that post items that sell and sellers who pay for placement. And why would they favor anybody else other than those two? If no one clicks or buys your listings, then they have no reason to show those listings. They want the customer who comes into eBay to find something to buy as fast as possible. That way they might buy something else. The last thing in the world eBay wants is for the customer to have to wade through 400 out-of-order listings in order to find the good price. And that would be the only possible way eBay could work if the system didn't favor anybody. You know, if they searched for Jaws Blu-ray and the results came up in a completely random order that favored no one, the customer would have to search through all of those hundreds of results to find the good price between all those items. And that's ridiculous. Of course, eBay's not going to work that way. So if you're not paying them money, promoted listings, to be at the top, or you're just not having the best price to be at the top for every smart customer, you know, the smart ones, the ones who actually search the way you do, they search price plus shipping lowest first, like most sane customers do. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, customers who promoted listings outside of hard-to-search items are only paying to try to get the stupid customer money. If you're just searching Jaws Blu-ray and you buy the first one on the screen without searching lowest price first, then you're the stupid customer. Everybody else is going to buy lowest price first. Sold 15 packs of Elvis cards for, how much did I sell them for? $13.49. I also I'll pop a picture up because I don't have them down here, but I sold a Death Pile Monster to Leanne. She said, "Hi, 1 Foot Flipper. Do you think if I put the monster in my death pile, it will help sell it all? I'd like to give a shout out for my YouTube channel and eBay store if you can do both." YouTube channel is L Michelle's. I'll put a link to that down below. And her eBay store is Michelle's Emporium, and I will put a link to that down below. Thank you, you rock. Signed, Michelle. Michelle, you also rock. Now, if eBay or the eBay algorithm doesn't like you, once again, can cry about it. Or your store, or they don't like your store, once again, cry about it. Then you are doing something wrong, at least as far as the eBay algorithm is concerned. And ultimately, that's the thing that gets you sales. Having customers see and purchase your items. Doesn't matter if you think you're right or you used to be right. Oh, you didn't change anything. So what? eBay changed. The rest of the world changed. Depending on how far back you go with the whole I've been doing the everything the same business. Sorry, I'm going to silence my phone because my wife's starting to text me right now. Because I decided to film this right when she goes to lunch. Not sure why she goes to lunch at 3 o'clock, but she does. So depending on how far back this I didn't change anything goes, it can be ridiculous. You still have an all Beanie Baby store at $19.99 each with $200 for that Princess Diana Beanie Baby? Is your business model still listing CDs for 1 cent with free shipping and listing everything in auction format? You're still selling items with no photos? No, you're not doing any of that because that's not what eBay is anymore. eBay changes, the world changes. Period. CDs are hard to sell, period, now, without lots unless they're very specific things. Beanie Babies, once again, hard to even give away. Even in lots. Now, just searching for comps for items tell me that the majority of eBay sellers have absolutely no idea what they're doing. I'm not calling out anybody specifically, but it's easy to see when there's 300 of something listed and the price range is $5 to $400. You think any of those priced much above the $5 one are ever going to sell? No. And if the majority of eBay sellers cannot figure out the simple thing of how to price their item, then I don't trust that they can figure anything else out either. Example, I listed this today. This is a sealed box of the Terminator collector card game from, 20, 25 years ago or so. This is a dead card game. It has no following. Nobody plays this whatsoever. And it was still in the supply chain up until a few years ago as cheap as $3 a box in bulk. That's how I got mine. Decided to buy some just for me and my friends because I think I got 30 boxes, 30 of these boxes for $100 shipped. But apparently that's all ran out over the last 3 years, and now they're gone out of distribution. They're just not around anymore. Recent solds are $40. Most of the recent solds are mine. And right now, the only one listed in America is at $250. Do we think this item is suddenly going to jump from $40 to $250? Is that realistic? No, it's not going to jump to $250. Nobody needs this. No one. And there are way too many things that would interest the same customer in between that $40 price point and that $250 price point for the $250 to ever sell. I would be surprised if this was $200. Actually, I don't think this will ever be the equivalent of $250 today. Inflation might make it go there someday, if Future even cares, but with things like that, I think generations that didn't watch the Terminator or grow up on it will care about it less than current generations will. I sold this Bally Midway Tron arcade manual, $17.99. I put this $2 cheaper than the cheapest one, and it sold in one day. And I sold an oil painting, Starving Artist at Starving Artist prices. This is an unused commercial oil painting. I called it Flower Garden Cafe Table, and it sold for $36. I always message the people and buy these, tell them that if they buy any more, I will give free shipping on any additional ones, because I can get a lot of these in the tube. Matter of fact, I can get every single one I own into one shipping tube if I had to. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Now, eBay is not going to favor eBay, and the eBay algorithm isn't going to favor you if you have bad titles, bad items, bad prices, lack of promotions, bad item specifics, or you're simply listing items that don't sell. And there are plenty of items that don't sell. Nobody's going to ever buy it off eBay, no matter what you do. I'm probably not going to sell this little generic Clippy. And this item actually even has a chance, but I wouldn't list this thing. It's never going to sell, and people are listing items much worse than that every day. And the fact is, calling eBay or customer support is not going to help you sell a single item. In fact, it just makes things worse, as you've now wasted time that could have been spent on doing something productive that might actually make you money. And I would be wary of any advice you're taking from anyone, whether they're a YouTuber, somebody on a message board, your friend Bob who hangs out behind the 7-Eleven, if they tell you that they're calling eBay because their items aren't selling. That shows a lack of awareness, period. And this isn't meant as a dig on any particular person or YouTuber who might have said or done this. Hey, I love all you guys. I can't agree with all your opinions all the time, but I love y'all. The fact is, you aren't going to sell clothes without promoted listings unless you have a huge store. So if you've got 10,000 clothing items, you can get away without promoted listings because your items will feed into each other and people will browse your store on its own just because it's huge. Or if you have very specific vintage clothing that people actually search for specifically, like you can probably sell a vintage Bart Simpson t-shirt without promoted listings. But everything else in clothing, nah, you're probably going to have promoted listings. You don't like it? Guess what? Poshmark's out there. They will welcome you with open arms. They'll say, come here. Sell your items on Poshmark. Our fees start at 20%, and they go way up for cheap items. Hey, you could have had that 7-cent promoted listing right at the beginning. But instead, you go to Poshmark instead and pay 20%. And you're not going to sell clothes without item specifics. If you don't like that, don't sell clothes. I don't like it. I don't sell clothes. Sold another Death Pile Monster. Put a picture up to Michael. He said, thanks for the information on your YouTube channel. I do enjoy watching it. I have a new store on eBay just starting to sell, so fresh fish. Cyclone Treasures is the name. Thanks again. I'll put a link to that down below in the description. I sold a record album, REO Speedwagon. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. $12.99. No problem there. All right, you aren't going to sell books or media that charity sellers have available for cheaper than you can even ship them out. Not going to sell. Why are you listing those items? Matter of fact, we're going to do a giveaway right now. All of these items in my hand: Highlander DVD, Director's Cut, a season of Gilmore Girls, a different season of Gilmore Girls. It's season 7 and 5. Will and Grace Season 2, Will and Grace Season 1. All of those items are available from charity media sellers for cheaper than I could ship them. Why on earth would I ever list those items? They will never, ever sell because the customer can just buy it from the charity seller for cheaper than I can sell it. Oh, sure, there'll be a unicorn somehow who buys it anyway. And if you get 100,000 of those things in your store, you'll get unicorns every day. Still doesn't mean it's the best idea at all. My rule is, if I see this available for $6 shipped or less, I'm better off throwing it away, donating it, letting somebody else make the mistake, using it as packing material if it's a book, or lotting it up if possible. I checked, lotted together, still worthless. Same thing, lotting 2 random seasons of Gilmore Girls, that's not going to work. But hey, if you would like one of these items, put the name of the item in the comment. Got Gilmore Girls Season 5, Gilmore Girls Season 7, Highlander widescreen, Will and Grace Season 1, or Will and Grace Season 2. And I'll use a comment picker on my next video to pick one out. Maybe I'll even pick more than one out. I don't know. And I'll send it off to the winner. One way you can actually tell if you're doing okay is go look at your items. Look at your item views, not on the newest things. Look at something that's been up for a while. And if you're getting no views, 0, 1 views, then you're doing something wrong. Either your price is wrong, your title is wrong, or your promoted listings are wrong for the item. Those are the main ones. It can be other things. You can have horrible pictures. Wrong category can matter, but often it doesn't, because a third of the things I go to comp are in completely incorrect categories. The item I choose for the comp is in a completely incorrect category, because so many people hit sell similar and just don't change the category, or they're selling similar off their own item. But if you're not getting views, yeah, something is wrong. Or you could have an exceptionally long tail item, like very specific instruction manuals. Yeah, as long as you've got the only one on eBay and it's reasonably priced, it doesn't matter if it's getting views or not. When somebody actually needs it, they're going to come along and they're going to buy it. Nobody's going to be looking at that, honestly, going to be looking at it without buying it if you've got the best price. Speaking of obscure instruction manuals, I have a manual set for Sega Die Hard Arcade, a manual for the game itself, and a manual for the Sega STV Titan arcade cabinet that this game shipped in North America. Sold that set for $8.99. Like the other manual, I put this up for $1 cheaper than the what was currently up, and it sold in under a day. So yes, sometimes $1 can make the difference between an item not selling or selling quickly, because that is not a fast-moving item normally. Sold this Sizzix Scoreboards Cut and Die set by Eileen Hull, $33.59. Now, another thing, you can't make a living selling 99-cent trading cards, or even $1.99 trading cards with shipping charged. I've gone over that in another video. But even doing that is going to limit you to fast food wages at the best. And time your own processes here if you're selling cards. Count your every expense, and then try to come back and tell me that I'm wrong about it. In this category, you're competing against hobby sellers who value their time at zero, and minimum wage card shop employees who are doing this thing during idle shop time, in which time that they'd otherwise be earning zero money for management. And you're also competing against the plain out stupid. There are currently 14 million sports cards listed on eBay at prices that cause the seller to lose money with every single sale. Think about that again. 14 million items just in sports cards. There are multiple card categories, but just among sports cards alone, there are over 14 million, in which when the seller sells that card, do I have any cards here? No, I don't have any cards down in the basement. That's awesome. Well, actually, there's tens of thousands of cards down here, but there's no loose ones. They sell that card, they ship it out, and they lost money on the sale just on the shipping. Because right now, the shipping cost and transaction fee on eBay alone causes that 99-cent card to lose money. That's no cost of goods. That's the envelope was free. Somehow the packing material was free somehow, and somehow you didn't pay for that thermal label. All of that was somehow free, and you still lost money. And you'd be surprised how many sellers somehow don't think that's an issue, or you know, they roll it into their larger business and think that it somehow helps. It doesn't. Not at all. I am just getting so much done now that I can actually list in the basement. I'm emptying shelf after shelf of death pile. Unfortunately, most of it's not really good stuff, so my sales are going to be in the toilet for a while, but that's my fault. It's not eBay's fault. Sold Winnie the Pooh, sealed Disney, $4.04. Not a great sale, but I bought a huge box of sealed Disney VHS, something like 50 cents each, so that's okay. And I make a little bit of money on the shipping on those, because I get a box that they fit into for free from a source I've got, and I make about $1 on the shipping because of it. Sold a Gianni Bernini women's small wallet brown, $7.19. Not too bad. Alright, y'all, be jealous. I sold a tie, beanie. It's a buddy, not a baby, but $5 plus shipping. Yep, my sales totals today are going to be off the charts, let me tell you. Sonic Colors for the Nintendo DS, $19.99. Not too bad. Sold my second of 3 Play School Kids Changing Flashlight, $15.99. This came from the Everything's a Dollar garage sale. That reminds me, I've still got a $200-something box of reproduction car graphics from that I never listed because I didn't have enough big enough space on the floor to unroll them. Maybe I do down here now. Sold this Expose album, $14.99. Remember, this came from a garage sale last fall that was inside a house, and everything I bought at that garage sale has been gold long term. Every record, just everything. And it was one of those sales where everything was also priced wrong too. Every bit of garbage they had was priced like it was worth $1 million, and everything they had at giveaway prices was the actual valuable stuff. I've probably made $2,000 off that sale, and I don't even think I spent 50 bucks there. Hey, I just wanted to show off something that's beginning to happen all around my stock room. Look at that. That's an empty spot on the shelf. Look at this. This entire shelf is empty. Let's go around the corner. Empty spot. That is 3 more empty spots than I had yesterday. And hope to keep building them because I have somehow, some way to get all of that into here. Hopefully some of it will sell too, so it won't actually be squeezing all that in here. All right, I think I've went on long enough. This is probably going to get cut in different ways with some other video I've taken over the last few days. Hey, you know that Facebook group you're in that's completely unrelated to reselling or to this channel? Why don't you tell them about my channel, because I haven't seen them in the comments at all. Thanks. Hope to see you again soon.